Ah, how you going, everyone? It's awesome someone's here already. Um, yeah, it's a difficult time at the moment. The cyclone was meant to cross the coast tonight, and it's taking its time, so it's going to be another 24 hours. So probably this time tomorrow night will be when it crosses, and it's been I, a little while ago I started feeling a bit queasy from nervousness. So it's sort of scary. Um, I will stream tomorrow night because that's when it's like going to be happening. And yeah, no one knows really what's going to happen. Hopefully, it's pretty mild, and where that's what we're wanting. Is calm, and although it's uncertain, we don't really know how where it's going to hit exactly and how long it's going to last with the rain. But it's going to be a lot of rain, a lot of possible um, a lot of damage possibly, and it's very sort of unsettling. You know, in some ways, I would have preferred it to be like the cyclone to be doing its thing now rather than having to wait another 24 hours, because that's sort of um, it's another 24 hours of worry. That's what cyclones do. They have their own. They're like they have their own path, and no one really knows exactly where they're going to go. Sometimes they can track the cyclones pretty accurately, um, but it's sort of like ping pong, not ping pong, pinball. It's like pinball, you know. It's like the cyclone bounces around, it hits the different currents and like the pressure, the heat, and the coast, and that's why they come this far south often. Well, not that often. Like more often, they North Queensland is usually where the cyclones hit, but they often come down close, but just not this far. Um, they've gone further south before, so. And I mean, cyclone season's still not. We've still got a couple of months where there could be another cyclone in a few months. So it's just the way it is. We've been lucky with it being that long since we had Debbie, and they're not really talking about Cyclone Debbie when they talk about Zoe, which is a long time ago. Well, yeah, we had Cyclone Debbie just in 2016, and it was Category 1, and it flooded. We had a lot of rain, and it you know so people, if your place flooded in um, Cyclone Debbie in 2016, then it may flood now. I did a lot of drainage work since, and at home, and it didn't it didn't it didn't work because in 2022 we had some severe storms and flash flooding, and yeah, my room flooded again then. And so in the last few months, we did a bit of drainage work at home, put in a better pipe for one of the drains, which will hopefully be all we need to avert that flooding problem. Um, but if it does flood, I mean, it's just how it is. Um, I was sort of planning on organizing my room anyway, so I was already started the preparations for that before the cyclone came. So if my room does flood, I'm not going to be that upset. Not like last time, you know. Although it really put me in a bad state of mind. So, and that's something that it's good to take into consideration, that, like the toll that these sorts of weather events take on people. Like, they can really put you in a bad state. Like when you lose half your belongings, or it can be just devastating. And that's what happened to me in 2022. I lost a lot of stuff, and in 2016 as well. 2016, when Debbie came through, um, yeah, it really messed me up. MJG's here, awesome. How you going, MJG? MJG says, "Hi, Luke. Thanks for coming live." Thank you. Thanks for being here. And like I was saying when I first started, like tonight's just, I don't know how long I'll go for a while tonight, but like I'm going to stream again tomorrow when it does come through. So that'll be good to do. That's what I was thinking. Like, it was meant to be tonight, right? The cyclone was meant to be coming through tonight, and it's slowing down. So, and that's often what cyclones do. Sometimes they speed up when they get to the coastline, and other times they slow right down as they're approaching. And there was even a trough going across Australia yesterday, and when I saw that, I was like, this is gonna slow everything down, because you've got like winds pushing across, so it creates like a barrier, sort of pushing it back, you know. Um, so we've got the drainage sorted. Still have to do a little bit tomorrow morning. Got most of the items away from outside. When it gets close, I'm just going to have to go park my ute somewhere a little bit better, so a tree doesn't fall on it. But that's not going to happen. No. But yeah, I'm not going to give it that chance. So there's a lot of people that are really worried right now, because they've never seen cyclones. There's a lot of buildings in this city that really aren't built to standard to deal with this stuff. So it's pretty worrying. Um, I just hope for the best. And you know, I think I'm just gonna like tonight. I'm gonna try and I'm gonna try and get what sleep I can, um, so that tomorrow, if I don't sleep for 24 hours, then um, like I'm ready for it. MJG says we hope too. Yeah, that's it. Thank you, MJG. Thank you. I know I get I appreciate so much like when how much everyone cares for each other here, and so Starbright says morning here in Canada. Sorry to hear of this cyclone. My goodness, stay safe and batten down the hatches. Rain here, but nothing like you're facing. Hello, Luke, and best to you and yours. Keep us posted. Yeah, thank you, Starbright, and and yeah, I hope the rain's nice where you are though. It's like late winter rain. Um, and yeah, I'm just a little bit uneasy or anxious, a bit worried, and yeah. MJG says hi, Starbright, or hi, Star. So I think Starbright might have dropped out, or someone dropped out, but like hopefully she saw that before. Um, so I'll set up tomorrow. I'll set up the stream from my phone so that yeah, Starbright's back. Starbright says waving the hands to MJG. Awesome. Um, so yeah, it's going to be full on. This is going to be full on. I mean, when Debbie came through, it was category 1. I don't know why they're not. The media's just not even talking about it. But we had a cyclone 9 years ago, and it came through. Um, it was nothing like this, because what it did was it came inland and then came down the coast. Whereas this one's coming in directly in, so it's different. But it doesn't matter if the cyclone crosses the coast; it's still a category that they can register, and it does whatever damage that it does. Let's see. It's basically headed straight for me. It's going to come straight across my direction. So within range, we'll probably be close to the eye of it, and apparently the way it's tracking, and it's going to go inland. Most likely on the other side of a mountain nearby. But see, as the way that cyclones work, if I think it's in Australia because of the Coriolis effect, if you're on the south side of the cyclone, you're getting the you're getting more rain. But it just depends. And so I don't know exactly that. I just, from my observations, I thought that's what happened. So people in the Gold Coast, south of Brisbane, down towards Tweed Heads, Coffs Harbour, Byron Bay, they're going to get lots of heavy rain. Most of the heavy rain, I think, is going to be, the hinterland of the Gold Coast area, Luckily, most of the communities there are really used to heavy rain, so um, hopefully they're prepared. Um, but then it's the high winds. It's the high winds, and there's going to be a lot of trees falling over. There's going to be a lot of roofs, busted up, and solar panels flying around. It's going to be scary, and I think I'm sort of lucky where I am, but that doesn't mean we're not safe. So if we get these massive winds, it's going to be bad. Um, so I'll set up tomorrow night's stream soon, and I'll be starting much earlier. Like instead of 9 o'clock in the pit, well, I might start in the afternoon, late afternoon, and then go through, and then we just really don't know. So it'd just be good to. But I'm going to set it up with my phone. So I've got my phone sitting out on the veranda or somewhere, not where it can get blown away by the cyclone, but like somewhere safe. And then I'll be inside, and yeah, just like I'm like, I think I've been worrying a bit, and I've been tired. Yes, MJG says okie doke, and stay safe, please. Yeah, I will. I'll stay inside, and I'll just have it set up. And if there's any worry that my phone's going to get, damaged, I'll quickly go get it and stop the stream. But it'd be good to see it. I remember when Cyclone Debbie came through, I was watching streams. There was a classic stream I was watching, and it was someone who'd set up a stream, and we're all just watching it, and it was his backyard, and there was all the trees were just like going like this, and he had an umbrella like that was like hanging on hanging up, and like the umbrella was just like everyone was just like cheering for this umbrella, watching the cyclone stream, and like the umbrella's just like waving like, and everyone's like, oh no, it doesn't, hopefully the umbrella doesn't get blown away. Yeah, we were like cheering on the umbrella, and then and I thought that was it. I thought it was crossing the coast and it wasn't going to come this far south, but then it kept bouncing its way, and it crossed all the way across where I was. So I think it's strange that there's no mention of Cyclone Debbie in the news. Maybe just because it was Category 1 at that stage when it came through Brisbane. It still flooded, it still caused a lot of damage. And that's the thing with cyclones is, it's not necessarily the high winds, it's the rain, and that's like what we saw with just over a year ago, Cyclone Jasper. It dumped like a couple of meters of rain in 24 hours, and that just all went downstream and like flooded, majorly flooded. And so, yeah, but it's nature, like there's a lot of records of major cyclones hitting here long before colonial times. So there's nothing new with cyclones in this area. They just don't usually make it this far south. So if you look at, I'll do a drawing. You know, if you remember the shape of Queensland, it's a pretty bad drawing. Just bear with me, I'm drawing. So that's like the shape of Queensland, and it's pretty bad. This is really bad. I should do another picture, but like just the shape of it, it gets, and like there's sort of bumps out, right? And so the cyclones come down and they sort of hit, and because the land is going this way and the cyclones are coming down, there's more chance of them actually hitting, you know. But what happens is sometimes they bounce. This one came in like that, you know. Normally they track straight across like that, and that's why they hit up in the, you know, in the north of Queensland. But see, we have these sand islands here. So we've got Fraser Island or Gari. We've got Bribie Island, Moreton Island, Stradbroke, North Stradbroke, South Stradbroke. So they create like a bit of a buffer. And maybe that's what's slowing it down. I don't know. But it seems to be that it is going across between a couple of these islands. And it's sad, there's koalas and stuff. There's koalas on Stradbroke, and it's going to go straight across with massive winds. And these, like, hopefully as soon as it goes through, there's like crews going to check on the welfare of animals and stuff like that. So it's all unknown. It's all uncertain. What I do know is that it could dump. It's hopefully it could dump a lot of rain. It could dump a hell of a lot of rain, and we've got a big flooding problem over a large area, and a lot of people are very worried right now, very worried and anxious, and you can feel it in the air. You know, it's just there's like a tension in the air, and there's an eeriness because it goes from the wind, like when you cyclonic wind. If you haven't been in a cyclone, it goes quiet and then it gets busy, and then it goes quiet and then it gets busy and it gets quiet, and that's essentially the tail, the different tails of the cyclone as it spins around. And so you go through these sort of pockets of high wind, and then it goes quiet, and it just gets very eerie. And it was strange today, like there was sunshine. But this is what happens. They do slow down like this. They slow right down, and then that means that you don't know how long it's going to take. Hey, Shaw's here. Awesome. Hey, Shaw says hi, everyone. So at the moment, there's the possible crossing of the coast will be anywhere between late tomorrow afternoon, early evening, till around midnight tomorrow night or Saturday morning, 12 a.m. Saturday morning, and it's probably most likely that the 12 a.m. Saturday morning. So I'll do the same tomorrow night. Like I'll have the stream going early, and it all depends on what's happening too. But I'll start the stream early, and then if it's going to be a few hours before, I'll just put it back on again later. MJG says hi, are you? So yeah, very sort of anxious. I actually felt queasy before about an hour ago. When you're anxious and you sort of almost feel like throwing up or something. That's how I felt. Sort of not like anxious without having. I sort of had shortness of breath, but just uneasy feeling, just not feeling good. And it was when I started thinking about how much other people are all worried at the moment. So in times like this, I know it's good to make sure you've got everything prepared. So I've got batteries on charge there, but I should probably get my other set of batteries and charge them up. So I've got all my batteries spare. I'm going to put my torch on charge later. I've got to make sure it's around. Get that on charge. I haven't done it yet, but tomorrow we'll fill up the bathtub with water so that there's water. Because, if it's very severe, we're going to have possibly phone lines, electricity, and water all down. So we still will have gas for cooking, but we won't have hot water because the water's down. If the water's still going and the electricity's down, we're still going to have hot water. And yeah, it's all scary. And it shows how quickly these things can happen, how quickly they can, sometimes during cyclone season, like there'll be a new cyclone every, week or so. And they don't all make it to Australia, so they're just, we get used to them, and more so North Queensland. But when they've had severe cyclones like Jasper, it really affects people, and people are still. I mean, it was only a year ago, Cyclone Jasper, so like people are still dealing with the damage from that. And we've already had a cyclone, so people are pretty worried. And I'm worried, but I'll be safe where I am. Like where I am here, like it's probably safest. Like if a tree was to fall on the house, I'd probably be safest where I am here. So um, no doubt I'll have a plan to, you know, get Dad and I down here just to be safe. Um, so yeah, unfortunately, I don't have anywhere to put my ute here, but I'll be able to park it somewhere close by. I thought about going and parking it at a car park, and that there's the option for that. But then I just feel uneasy just having it not near me. I'd rather be able to go to it. Um, didn't think I'd have to be thinking about all this stuff, right now. So, so hopefully I'll be back again tomorrow, and it'll be different then. It'll actually be happening by then. It's gonna be it's a look. It could even slow down and not pass tomorrow. It could be another day. Um, it's projected to cross tomorrow, but it's happened before where they've slowed right down, gone back out to sea a bit, come back in again. Um, Usually, when they get this close to the coastline, once they get near the coastline, they sort of get dragged in, so they can more accurately chart where it's going to cross. But saying that, I don't think they knew what Cyclone Debbie was going to do in 2016. It started off, um, yeah, they thought it was just going to go inland, but then it just tracked down the coast. So yeah, there's a lot of worried people right now. It's really going to test the building quality of a lot of buildings that have been built in the last 50 years. The Cyclone Debbie was not really, it was category one, I think. So it was, the winds weren't that strong. We get winds like that just normally sometimes. It was the rain that's with Debbie, but like, yeah, this is going to be at least two. It might even be category three. It might cross the coast at category three. We don't know. That's another thing that often happens is with cyclones is they build in intensity, they get charged, you know. MJG says, oh no, sorry. Are you sure says hi, MJG. MJG says, see you tomorrow, Luke, and all with the big heart. Thank you, MJG. I'll see you tomorrow as well. I look forward to it. And A Shaw says time spent waiting is heavy. It is. It really is. It's one of the scary things is when you go through your sorry, I just remembered I haven't taken my tablet yet. So um, yeah, it's heavy. When you go through severe storms like flooding or cyclones or anything like that, and it comes through again, it puts you in that state of of really worrying. And so people that flooded it down in Lismore, you know, which is a town a couple of 100 kilometers away, they're still really damaged from that. Also, there was like a mini tornado that went through um, the hinterland of the Gold Coast, which is where the biggest part of the damage is probably going to be from this one. Like I think sort of the south side of Brisbane's going to, even though the cyclone's on the north side, I think the south side's going to get the most damage from the winds. And then we just don't know what it's going to do. So I look forward to sharing it with you all. So I'm going to have my camera on a tripod, or my phone on a tripod, and I'll be sitting inside because I wanted to get the wind and for people to see the wind, and then we'll just see what happens, you know. But yeah, just worried, and like you said, are you sure? Yeah, it is. It's the weighting is heavy. It really is heavy. It's there's a I guess this is good. I can call on mindfulness relaxation to calm my nervous system right now and be in touch with how I'm feeling, and then accept that this is, the cyclone's coming through, and it's going to do what it's going to do. I'm gonna focus on it not doing a lot of damage. I'm going to focus on it just raining heavy and causing a bit of damage, and that's inevitable. But there is a good chance that that's the way it's going to be. That it's going to ideally cross the coast, downgrade to a Category 1, and then dump a lot of rain, cause a bit of flooding, and just sit there for a while until it becomes a low, and then it sort of peters out. Maybe another trough will come across and push it out of its way, back out to sea. So we don't know what it's going to do until tomorrow, or even the next day. See, it could be another hold. Yeah, could be over 24 hours. I mean, even more than that. It could be like Saturday morning. Often cyclones cross. I mean, they cross at different times, but yeah, they do often cross at night. I think if they cross in the morning after the sun's hit, like there's a chance it could give it more intensity, but you know, it's gonna be at least I can sleep tonight. So tonight I can sleep knowing that it's not just gonna just cross the coast tonight. It's definitely not. It's going to stay out there, and then it's slowing down. you know, and then it's most likely going to be tomorrow night. So I've got an opportunity to sleep as much as I can tonight, which has obviously difficult. It's difficult because I haven't been sleeping much, so that'll be difficult. Then I'll get there. I'll get it. I'll get as much sleep as I can, and then tomorrow I'll be fine. Once I'm awake, I'll be ready to stay awake from tomorrow afternoon till the next following afternoon. So I look forward to being here. I'll be in the chat probably on the next one, and I'll have the camera face looking outside. And yeah, I just we'll find out. I'm not going to worry too much, and I'm not going to worry too much for people, even though there's a lot of uncertainty for a lot of people right now. Like I said, there's a lot of houses that have been built possibly not to cyclone standards, just because we don't get them that often, but we do get them. We've had them, and throughout history, there's been some major ones that have come across and evidence of it. So people get complacent. Like um, a lot of the places that flooded in North Queensland a year ago were built after the previous major cyclone flood that came through. So people knew that was not, they shouldn't build in some of these places, and they did. And it's really upsetting when that happens. And that's, in a lot of cases, a lot of Brisbane has been built since the 74 flood. So we'll find out in the next 24 hours to 48 hours. And so, look, when I stream tomorrow, I'll be here for an extended period. I'm going to probably end the stream here tonight, just because I wanted to. I'd already scheduled because it was going to cross tonight, and the cyclone slowed down, and it's now tomorrow. So I'll be back tomorrow. Thanks for all the support and the well wishes, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you all again. If you can make it tomorrow, that'll be awesome. Starbright says got the heart. Awesome. Thank you, Starbright. I hope you can make it tomorrow night. I'll be starting earlier. But then I'll do probably 2 streams tomorrow night. So like I'll start earlier, and if it doesn't cross until midnight, I'll start the stream again later in the evening, which will be better for your time zone too. So like it'll be early morning rather than middle of the night. Aishaw says, may you rest well. Thank you, Aishaw. Thank you, everyone. And I'll I don't know how to set notification. I don't know how to pre-set up streams on my phone yet. Like schedule a stream on my phone. I'll try and look into it. But just tomorrow, if now that you know that I'll probably be streaming tomorrow, just check and see, and I'll post on the community on the post page updates. So, and then that way you'll know when I'm streaming then. So thanks for being here, and thanks for all the support. And I'll get some rest tonight. I will, and I'll see you tomorrow. Much love to everyone.